You're from the home state of the Senate Majority Leader. What do you want him to know?
Well, I want you to know that, we are here and we want common sense gun reform. And if you're not going to give us that, then we're going to get everyone out here to vote, and we're going to vote you out of office. So if you want to keep your job, then, give us not what we want, but what we need, what humans need. We need common sense gun reform. Get rid of assault rifles. Come on,
when are you guys going to turn 18?
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jasbro Gonzo here. Another What's Next. Happy Wednesday to you. Well, with all the insanity that is going on in Canada right now regarding the truckers and regarding little Castro Jr. Trudeau, douchebag prime minister, basically invoking martial law against mom and dads. Wow. We're going to take the focus off of that a little bit, and we are going to come back to the United States. We are going to take a trip. Like I said, it's been a while, so take a trip back to the joys of Reid. Yes, that lovely, lovely place where everything is seen through a prism of racism and phobics and hatred. But what do you expect? Let's take a look at this. This comes out of Outkick. Oh, the hypocrisy. Black Lives Matter gun reform activist arrested for attempted murder of Louisville mayoral candidate. A notable Black Lives Matter activist is behind bars Tuesday after allegedly firing shots into the office of a Louisville mayoral candidate. Quintez Brown, 21, was arrested and charged with attempted murder of Craig Greenberg Monday morning. Brown is also facing 4 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment after he fired multiple shots at Greenberg's campaign headquarters in Butchertown using a 9mm Glock handgun, according to Louisville reports. According to the Louisville Metro, Chief Erica Shields, Greenberg wasn't hit by any of the bullets, thank God, but a round grazed his clothing. Brown is believed to have acted alone. He pleaded not guilty at an arraignment Tuesday, because of course he did, and is being held at the Louisville Metropolitan Department of Corrections on a $100,000 bond. There he is in all his glory. Quote, all of us are blessed, and I'm blessed to be standing here with you today. Despite one bullet coming so close that it grazed my sweater and my shirt, no one was physically harmed. We are extraordinarily grateful for our safety, Greenberg said. We're shaken, but safe. Brown is currently running as an independent candidate for Louisville Metro Council, District 5, and has been active with Black Lives Matter in Louisville. Interesting. He also appeared on MSNBC's Joy, hosted by Joy Reid, AM Joy, in 2018. Brown, then a student at DuPont Manual High School, marched alongside thousands in the March for Our Lives protest. You know, that lovely, lovely protest that attracted hundreds. But let's take a trip in the way back, and let's hear what the young man had to say.
You're from the home state of the Senate Majority Leader. What do you want him to know?
Well, I want you to know that, we are here and we want common sense gun reform.
The hypocrisy and the hilarity as well. I don't believe in karma, but I hear it's a bitch. As a University of Louisville student in 2020, Brown was honored by the Obama Foundation. Yes, the Obama Foundation. You gotta love that. My Brother's Keeper Alliance Rising Initiative. Brown was one of the students that attended the inaugural national gathering of the Obama Foundation My Brother's Keeper Alliance, per Fox News. Quote, I better my community for the boys that just look like me, and by changing the narrative around violence, masculinity, and professionalism, Brown said in a statement featured on the foundation's website. According to Brown's lawyer, Brown will soon go under a psychiatric evaluation. Now I go from that lovely story This comes out of Breitbart. Excuse me. Once again, Reid opens mouth, inserts foot, and of course, swallows it whole. MSNBC's Reid, if the nasty Republicans cared about kids, they'd muster the courage to pass a new assault weapons ban. Yes, because we saw how much it worked with that young man, didn't it? MSNBC's Joy Reid said on Tuesday on her show, The Reid No One Watches Out, that if Republicans cared about the children, yes, the children, it's all about the children, they would muster the courage to pass an assault weapons ban. Reid said, maybe, just maybe, if the Republicans care about the kids, they could muster the courage to pass a new assault weapons ban like the one Joe Dementia got passed in '94. Yes, that lovely weapons ban that basically overwhelmingly arrested blacks and Hispanics. Yeah. You know, the assault weapons ban that the Republicans allowed to expire? Unfortunately, for actual accountability, parents and kids are their own when it comes to school shootings. On their own, excuse me. She added, except for today, for the first time in American history, a gun maker is actually facing consequences for a school shooting. With the families of the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary massacre reaching a $73 million settlement with gunmaker Remington. Yes, because it was the gun's fault that killed those kids at that school. Yes, the gun actually grew legs, grew arms, made its way to Sandy Hook and shot up those kids. Wow. The company that manufactures the AR-15, it's hard to overstate how big of a deal this actually is. Gun makers are, again, generally shielded from liability due to laws passed for them. But the families found a workaround by arguing the gun maker's sales and marketing practices violated Connecticut state law. Yes, the lovely loophole. The complaint argued that the Remington's marketing promoted the image of the AR-15s as combat weapons used for the purpose of waging war and killing human beings, that is targeted high-risk users in particular. Yeah, because that's what AR-15s are. You know, like the teenage gunman that killed those kids at Sandy Hook. But, as always, let's hear it from the mouth herself.
Do you know, the kids across the country have no idea what it's like to go to school without the prospect of an active shooter showing up. I, for one, am eagerly awaiting all of your legislative proposals, other than thoughts and prayers, that address this urgent threat to our kids, since you care so much about protecting the children.
Nice backhanded slap
I know
there.
when you folks want to do something, you do it. Take, for example, these other Republicans who want to trigger the libs. You remember these pictures of Representatives Lauren Boebert and Thomas Massie? How does cosplaying with the weapon of choice of school mass murderers in matching outfits protect the children? I mean, do you leave those firearms just laying around the house where the kids can get to them?
Yes, of course they do.
And maybe, just maybe, if Republicans
They're responsible,
cared about the kids,
Joy.
they could
They're
muster the courage to
responsible.
pass a new...
My thoughts. Well. Joy Reid. You gotta love her. You do. You gotta love her to wake up every single morning with those glasses on, to see everything from a prism of racism and patriarchy and those evil GOPs. I don't know how she does it, but more power to her. More power to her. You know, sun's hot, racist. Water's wet, racist. Black Lives Matter activist who is for gun control, 3 years later, shoots up the place of a Democratic mayoral candidate. Not a Republican mayoral candidate, not an independent mayoral candidate, a Democratic mayoral candidate who is a Black Lives Matter activist and supporter himself. Wow. Go figure. $100,000 bail. Now, I'm waiting to see if any of the leadership of Black Lives Matter actually steps up and forks over the dough. But then again, you know, when you've bought 3 or 4 houses in LA at several $1 million, you may not have enough left in the till, you know, for this little punk ass bitch. But The hypocrisy. Like I said, you got to love it. You absolutely have to love it. And I'm sure that after last year's trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, who was acquitted on all charges, and rightly so, for defending himself, I'm sure they'll probably try to go that same route. But as we all know, he's going through a psych eval, and I'm sure they'll plead insanity. But he was only defending himself. Don't know how, but I'm sure they'll throw that out there too. Or also racism, they'll throw that out there too, because he was just a victim of it. Oh my. Well, let's leave the lovely land of the joys of Reid, because I'm getting a headache. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below, like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.